Alright, greetings and join us on this broadcast. It's Sunday night. Alright, so we're going to do another different Anunnaki tonight. Nabu. Nabu. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but anyway, it's like the god of wisdom. It is the son of Marduk, if I remember right. Can't keep track of all his guys, brothers and sisters, and all this. I think he taught a lot. He was involved with writing. That's what I'm feeling. Always how I'm feeling that, and different languages also, creation of different languages. That's what I'm feeling from right now. So, also the Orions and Bill Gates. So you wonder what the Orions are, what they look like. Okay, they don't all look like Bill Gates, but I'll give up. This is one way of looking at it. There's much more to it than that, but we give a bird's eye view of it. So I was going to do this yesterday, but I completely forgot. So, all right, going to site update. Take our own. It is inventory.com and price sessions. There's scheduler. Google Hands doing trying my phone. I'm on wrong button. I'm on the 8th of this month. I'll be answered tomorrow. And so forth. Same situation here. Sign up for the webinar if you like. What is this? Social network. Grab it. Early access. Try to breeze through that a little bit. This is what we're going to channel tonight. I had it set up. Oh, this is it. That looks cool. Yeah. So according to Wiki, is this where I read it from? Well, you can look it up. This is what the page looks like. It's basically the god of wisdom is what I'm feeling from him. Yeah. Divine messenger associated with the planet Mercury. Okay, so he's coming. All right. This is coming in, but first, Bill Gates, just so you know what I'm talking about. And I can't look at that anymore. So, there's support. Okay, so not all Orion beings are like this, but Bill Gates is a perfect example of a Orion being. Now, I always see him as a bird being, like a I don't know why I got pterodactyl, but probably has been one at one time. But I see him as a bald eagle, like a carrion. With Orions, now look at Bill Gates. You know, he just happens to be born into a prestigious family, super smart, very Orion-like, and he's just in the right place at the right time. His mother was part of, I think, Planned Parenthood, I think. But that's where she met the CEO of IBM. Anyway, he's had everything handed to him. Of course, he had to work for it, but still was at the right place at the right time. And he's known for stealing stuff. So Orions are pretty good at stealing also. They're just super smart, according to what they call smart, was what they invented to be smart. And then they steal other people's stuff. And he's doing vaccines and stuff in Africa. It's like, what the hell are you doing over there? So, yeah, he's a shady guy. And even now, he's walking around like he knows everything about the virus. He's not a doctor or anything like that. Just a rich guy with not exactly the best reputation. So that's it has a lot of Orion characteristics. They give you an understanding of what that looks like. So, all right. So without further ado, oh yeah, that's right. I don't know where this Orion thing is going to go, but if I can remember. Well, they gave me a message before. This is different. But I'll let them say when they come through. So, okay, all right, we'll go into Anunnaki connections, goes a little bit more depth into vibrations. So, maybe it's Nabu. I'm just gonna call him that. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but you have the idea. So, all right, blessings. Here we go. Grease you. Your sacred geometry comes from our energies. Yes, the understanding of the stars, understands the zodiac, a language to you, a language of where you come from. One of the reasons of the zodiac is to understand, to get you to look at the stars, and also, of course, for navigation. Also, remember who you are. As you connect to astrology or the zodiac in general, you do feel a worldly energy there. It's a signature of the gods, or a signature of your founders, to give you a way, like a calendar, of how to figure yourselves out, to map yourselves, to understand where characteristics come from. Those characteristics come from those star systems. Each star system has a growth pattern. And here you put them all together into one human. Now, it's a little bit more complicated than that. As for those different star systems, you're not just learning one theme. There are other themes you are learning, but it is where a lot of those characteristics came from. And they were all, yes, in the juggernaut of the human of you. Oh, yeah, I am Nabu of Anunnaki. I'm not sure if I mentioned myself. But you're here to rewrite history in your own way. You're here to not listen to those who control your reality. You're here to learn from them. And you are bringing them into retirement as you understand the stars, which is understanding yourself. Some can look at the stars all day and not understand themselves. But at least it's some look at the stars and say, wow, I'm really messed up, aren't I? Well, at least you're reflecting on that, but you're not always ready to heal that side of yourself. Yes, I learned a lot about characteristics from other star systems. Greed, what do you call it? Narcissism. And I come here to sort it out. I come here to utilize that dark side of myself, but also to eventually heal it. Your airlines that are of greed are having their reckoning. Yes, they are. Those the airline systems you have right now are seeing themselves. Yes, they don't really care about people, do they? Some do, but not most of them don't. If that was the case, you would be comfortable flying. You won't be all cramped up, and there won't be a third seat. There'll be two seats, or maybe even one. We can all just relax and fly, go to your destination, and be happy. And instead, they cram everybody in there and make life a living hell. You are here to change that. And much more. Yes, your lives. You're here to calm down, slow down, and see who you are on the inside. It's hard to go within when you feel stress everywhere. It's hard to go within when the world wants you to work 24/7 or 7 days a week, wherever it might be. And some work 7 days a week so they don't have to know themselves. They know themselves enough, but they don't really want to know themselves. Because as you slow down, you see your past lives. you see it all. And that's another, humans here, yes, the world slowed down, I believe, recently for some, but they don't know what to do with it. They go into depression, they get violent, their head is upside down. But you can also recalibrate yourself to see the future, see the light, see yourself, go into a multi-dimension, go into a whole new reality of you. And that is, you're here to slow yourselves down. As the ancient ones did this, and even those that were in the slave race were aware of the alien presence. You're in a slave race, you don't even see them. They saw them. So now you're going into so you wonder how you see the aliens. You have to slow down. It doesn't necessarily have to meditate, but heal the stress and just let things go. Not everybody's ready to let go of their darkness. And you don't always make peace with it. And then you'll feel yourself lighter, like you're a cloud. Now, some of you have missions here that you have to just continue to be who you are, but some of you are just looking for something to do. Just ask for more calmness, and you might fall asleep. Sleep is in tuning into your spiritual self. Yes, your astral self. You are checking in. So you're bringing that vibration here. Now, why you're tired when you wake up is because being in this reality is like, great, I'm back. But the more that you have a sleep reality, you're fine, as many of you probably feel. And some of you that have sleep problems, either you're not getting along with someone or you feel like you need to stay out of the spirit world for a while and get aligned with yourself here. There's different ways of knowing yourself. There's just so much layers to know you. Yes, the zodiac is always connected to you. Yes, it's all about who you are. You're the Leo, the lion of Egypt. Yes, is put there to the foundations of human, where you come from. As you look into the mirror of yourselves, you are going into a next generation of you, of rebuilding the pyramids, you can say, for your own vibration. We can do it astrally for right now. Eventually, astral will become your reality. So the more that you are in tune with yourself, it's not something that happens instantly. It's just a calm. You find calm, and which is not the easiest vibration to tune in. Calmness is because you quiet your third dimensional self, and then your spiritual self comes in. And some of you want it now, now, now. I want it now. Well, I have it yesterday. You gotta calm that down. Some are not quieting their minds. This is why it's difficult to hear the spirit realities. The more you do this, the more you will be aligned with yourself. It won't be perfectly aligned, but you are. It's just that's why meditation is so important, or just sleep. Just a relaxing the third dimensional body. And that's when you'll see more inside of yourself. Now, many know this, but do they really do it? No. And some spirit beings, yes, are arrogant that are hearing spiritual teachers. Some are, because they think they know everything. In some ways, they might know everything, but they don't know how to communicate it in a humble manner. They don't know what that means. You can ask. The delivery isn't always the best. Some need that delivered. Some need that arrogant delivery to learn from. So, blessings to you all. This is a short message. I will return in your future. Blessings. Greetings to you. Greetings to your civilization. This is, yes, Orion, aspect of Orion. Greetings to your reality is great. Yes. So, your our characteristics, there are many. We are, yes, Orion is known as a, not necessarily a conqueror constellation, but there is a lot of conquering worlds that conquer others, worlds, such as yours. Another reason why your world was invaded is because there was a lack of trust among the alien beings, meaning that it's like this world welcomed many beings, but not all Orions were fully welcomed. Like we were welcomed. The positive, the friendly ones were definitely welcome. But those that were not so welcomed were not so friendly. Were welcomed, but it's like, yeah, you're welcome to come here, and then it got ignored, you can say. And it's like, okay. What kind of peaceful planet is this after all? I mean, you are here to learn from all of us. Well, we sent our crews that are some are questionable in their intentions. So this showed this world was easy prey just from the very beginning. There are also cities of Atlantis in Orion, and some of you will start to remember these things. This is not the only place with Atlantis energy. No. There are many places in Orion where it seems familiar, doesn't it? Where you feel like I could have swore I was on Earth, but you're actually on another planet that looks very much like Earth with Atlantean energies. So, some Atlantean planets or civilizations have been very successful. This one failed due to the vibrations it's all connected to, due to the neighborhood that was welcomed here. It was a little bit more than what the Atlanteans can fully handle. But that was the point. You can say they push themselves to their extreme. The positive Orion energies, yes, are protecting your Earth at this time, of course. Yes, we've been through this before. We've learned our lessons. But the ones that are aggressive to your planet, many of you that are incarnate here is to learn from this Illuminati energy. Yes, someone might be angry, but also learn from that knowledge. To grow yourselves. Yes, to see, they have knowledge from all these different star systems and they brought it here, which is kind of rare for them even to do such a thing. Well, it's you are free among you. You might not feel like you're free, but you are free to move around here. You're not just like you have to live at this place, you have to wear these clothes, and you have to check in at work at this time, and that's it. There are places like that here, but the whole world isn't like that. You still have a freedom here to an extent. Some might still argue with that. So you're going more into who you are, your own energies. So you're worrying about yourselves. There's aggressive reality. You're worrying from the elite energies that have taken over other planets throughout your universe. You're worrying more about yourselves, and for better or for worse. And yes, it's bringing out aggression out of others, but it doesn't mean you have to take it out on somebody. But to release, and some are just used to low vibrations, and they call it positive, and it's a swimming pool of negativity, and they're just not ready to let it go. Yes, bars are connected to it to an extent, and much more. Now, the eye that is seen in your Egypt, you remember the Illuminati eye, the all-seeing eye. Yes, it's very real. That's very Orion, also. Well, it's kind of like a sun god energy too, that we're watching everything. But you can see into it also and see our vibrations. But as you become more of a spiritual entity, you'll be able to feel what we are up to. There is a dragon. We control Orion, some Orions control a lot of the dragon energies here. But also, once again, you're warning to become leaders here. You're warning how to advance yourselves. Two, go to Illuminati planets to release those worlds from captivity. Now, this one, how successful you are here is up to you. Either way, you can go to another world that's been captured and to assist with it being released. So that's another reason why many of you are here. It's on an off-planet reason. So yes, you're here to learn lessons, but to prepare you for your next mission. Some of you have an idea of that. You know you're going somewhere else. Some of you just know you're going to go back in spirit and just take a break for the next 1,000 years. But some of you are just getting started. Some of you, this is a starting point world. You incarnate here, learn what you have to learn, and you go back to your planet or wherever you came from to bring a new vibration, a new light to it. You have positivity there, but due to the corruption of there, it wasn't enough. So you incarnated here to learn from the darkness and go back there to bring more light. So there's one of high vibration, but it's also how to use it. You might be high vibration can be very generic, but how to utilize it in a way where you can control yourself and see all timelines clearly instead of you going into fantasy land. So you must be high vibration. That's all I'm going to see, and that is the easiest way for darkness to move in. Yeah, when you just start lying to yourself, basically. And many high vibrational beings do it too, and low vibrations do the same thing. Some of them become positives, like, whoa, what happened here? And some of them do find Jesus, and that's another way of finding more positivity, even if you don't too big on the whole Jesus thing, but it is a way of finding light. You have to have some kind of anchor to do so. So you come here to better yourself on so many different levels, not always easy to see it on a third dimension. Even on a spiritual level, it's not always easy to see it. The reason we are bringing it up here shows your timeline of your Earth is changing, as some of you already know. With this third dimension vibration, you feel it letting go slowly, correct? Little by little is letting go of your Earth, and will continue to do so. Because you're not going back to the past, you're going into the future, whatever that looks like. Yes, it might be slow as molasses, but you are changing internally. Some of you already know that. You feel like inside you're feeling better than you ever have before. You're feeling more spiritually confident than you ever have before. That is a major milestone. And some of you are understanding it. You need more time. You have all the time in the world. There's nobody in a rush for anything. Just you're in a human rush, what helps you miss things. And that's what your elites are trying to do. Many of them are actually proud of a great deal of you to know more about yourselves. And you think your elite is here to shut you down, all that, but they're waiting for you to get to their level. Some people, they might sabotage you. That's kind of part of the game. It's like, oh, you think you're smart, right? And then they'll attack you, whatever it is. But as long as you keep climbing up the mountain, there's not that much they can do. When you give up, it's a whole different story. So you continue with your life no matter what happens. Eventually, you reach what you're trying to reach. It sounds simple, but it is not simple to live, as many of you know. So you are going to, not necessarily elitist, you are going to the knowledge of the elite, basically, is what you're reaching towards. Doesn't mean you have to go to the ego of them or the negativity of them, but you are going to their knowledge, hidden knowledge to bring into the light. So everybody has that knowledge. That's what you're here to do. Maybe wonder what I'm doing here. And it's a gradual, but you're also opening up yourselves. All right, that's all we have for this moment.